Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another great video with the hockey coach, your coach FRENCHY. This is pre-game for the Montreal Canadiens, game number 40. Again, the Colorado Avalanche are going to play tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So don't go nowhere. I'm going to give you everything you need to know between the Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, before we start, we want to invite you, don't forget to subscribe and click on the likes if you enjoyed the video. Finally, tell us what you think, what Montreal can do against the Colorado Avalanche tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I want to mention to you also, usually I do all the live stream play-by-play. I miss a couple of games during the season. This is the one of the game I cannot do it, but I will be back after the game live stream to do the post-game with you tonight. So I look forward to see you tonight for sure. So let's dive in and talking about the pre-game Montreal Canadiens versus the Colorado Avalanche. Montreal Canadiens game number 40. All the information you need to know. The first thing we're going to talk about, of course, all the number you need to know. First of all, Colorado is amazing team. They are one of the best team in NHL this season. They win the last 5 games, guys. For them, they are 27-8-3 first in the Central Division. The last 10 games are 9-0-1 with a 16-2-1 at home, 11-6-2 on the road. On the flip side, Montreal Canadiens lost the last game on the overtime before they win the game prior against the Dallas Stars. So Montreal are still in the last position in NHL and also 8 in the Atlantic Division. They are 8-25-6, 2-5-3 the last 10 game, 5-10-1 at home, and of course on the road, 3-15-5 only. The power play, Colorado are 10 in NHL, Montreal are 31. For the penalty kill, both of them are 27, Colorado 28, Montreal. The goals for, they are the number 1 most goals per game with a minimum of 4 goals per game against Montreal Canadiens. They are the last. So we have the opposite team tonight. The one scored the most goal and the one scored the less. Montreal are at 2.18 goal again. 20 for Colorado. The Montreal are at the bottom, almost at 31. The shot for 26 for Montreal and 5th for the Colorado. Finally, both of them are pretty much even on the face-off with about 47.5%. The leader for the Colorado are Nazem Kadri with 51 points, guys. Rantanen, 21 goals this season. Quamper is at 18 W. And Devon Tays has the most TOI with 25-23 per game. Montreal Suzuki now is at 22 points. Anderson still a lead by 8 goals. And Allen Stock at 5. And then Ben Chariot now is at 23-20 TOI per game. Shopping up what you need to know with the Montreal Canadiens with Coach FRENCHY. Honestly, the game starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. The game starts in Colorado. Montreal, again, is going to send tonight Kaden Primo versus, we expect Francouz was not confirmed yet by the Colorado Avalanche. The last 5 games, Montreal are 1-2-2. The differential is -7-1, maybe the lowest differential they get so far this season. The power play are 4-18. That's pretty much at 20%. Not too bad. The PK still a struggle, 4-22. Suzuki have 3 points the last 3 games, and Pesada have 3 goals. Suzuki also 3 assists. Clagu is at +3. Strategy, I would tell to you, Montreal have to control. The cap control is maybe the biggest thing they need to control tonight against the Colorado Avalanche. Limit the rush transition. I'm going to talk about this in the next couple of minutes. The player to have to watch them, it's pretty much a lot of them. First of all, Rantanen, Lestergaard, McKinnon, McCarr, with Kadri. They are maybe the best player on that team. You have to pay attention, honestly. Since the beginning of the year, they have an amazing, great year so far. The last 10 game, Montreal is 2-5-3 with a differential of -15. They are 4-34 in the last on the power play. And finally, the PK is 8-44. The FRENCHY quiz, honestly, not a FRENCHY quiz, but a FRENCHY corner. This game number 40. Allen is out for a minimum 2 months. We heard this news yesterday. Gallagher is supposed to be back very soon. Is it in Minnesota? I'm not sure. Monday night. If not, expect him to play next week when Montreal return at the Bell Center. The bigger test, the best team in NHL. What I'm talking about, this is maybe the biggest challenge for the Montreal Canadiens this season because they play against the best team I consider at that moment is the Colorado Avalanche. So their challenge is going to be big for them, Montreal Canadiens. They will have faced the best team in NHL, like I just mentioned. Surprised me, Dominic Strome decided to go with Caden Primo again, the Colorado Avalanche. So it'll be interesting how the rookie is going to do against them. It's not going to be easy for Caden. Hopefully, he's going to limit the damage. Honestly, keep the Montreal Canadiens in the game the most. Hopefully, for the full game. When I was talking earlier, and when I want to explain to you for the strategy for Montreal Canadiens, when you look about this, the Colorado is all about transition. The puck carry on by different players, most by the defensemen. Example, Kel McCarr, Samuel Girard, David Tays. Three defensemen likes to carry on the puck. They like to join the rush, and they are really offensive and on the offensive side. They go really deep in the zone, everything like that. So that's the first thing they do very well. The second thing I would say to you, there is speed. From the defenseman or the forward are extremely maybe the best team in NHL. So how can you stop this, coach? But it's by the cap control. Most in the 3 zone. So what you try to do, you don't want to give them space with the puck. So you try to completely want to start with the puck, jumping on them right away. Whatever is at the blue line on the offensive zone, or on the red line on the neutral zone, or at the blue line on the defensive zone, you need to have a great tie-up cap control. That's the only way you can stop a transition or a rush. If not, more space you give to the player with speed, you're going to get burned. You're not going to be not good enough on the backwards to keep up with the speed to Colorado. It's not going to happen. So for me, if I have Dominic Strome, is to make sure my forward and the defenseman have a great, quick cap control with F3 high to pack up back checking. So maybe be 3 more players most of the time in the neutral zone and defensive zone. So that would be my strategy against the Colorado Avalanche. Duchamp decision adjustment. So what I want to mention, that's what I'm talking about. Duchamp have to be sure he readjusts with the flow of the game tonight. He need to be sure his matchup are really tied with the right line tonight. You cannot play the 4 line constantly and making them. You have to be sure each line Montreal know what they have to do about the cap control, and definitely this defenseman he want to match up or have to match with the line for the Colorado Avalanche. So the Michel have a really, really important decision to do tonight. Gordon Hughes, I put high, so I apologize. Hughes, learn from Avalanche psychic. If you want to learn about French team and NHL, they became very successful the last 3-4 years. Colorado with Tampa Bay are really the great example. You need to learn their map or their template. And I believe the Colorado have really been successful first with their draft pick, also with a couple of trade, and the way Joe Sakic control also his salary cap. So if I was Jeff Gordon and can use, I would take example for what Colorado did for the last couple of years to change maybe the culture and the direction where the Montreal Canadiens could be the next 5 years. Fans need to be patient here. Give a chance to Gordon and Hughes here. We need to wait what they're going to do, what the plan is, what kind of the direction you're going to take for the next couple of months. And we cannot expect high right away or expect them to make a dramatic change right away. Be patient, wait, and see what they're going to accomplish for the next couple of months and see how the draft pick is going to be, everything like that. Finally, Colorado guys are flying around the world. What are you talking about? They are, guys, 15-1-1 in the last 17 games. Since the last 8, they are 16-2-2. Just that team is just flying around. They destroy game after game. Anybody they face. The only team they struggle the last 17 games and they last 1 game and they last in overtime is against Nashville Predators and Nashville. So otherwise, they just beat everybody right now. And I'm pretty sure Montreal not many chance. I don't see Montreal can compete with Colorado tonight, unfortunately. I want to show you guys a different statistic made by the Atlantic. It's called a hockey card projection. You can see what the expectation are each player and their value and what they look like so far. Mikko Rantanen, guys, one of the best players for the last couple of months in NHL. The last 10 games is on fire. Rantanen, I believe, is underrated. He's always been under the radar behind McKinnon. But one reason the Colorado is doing well is because of Rantanen. I'm not going to stop for each player, but you can see the productivity of Rantanen is a projection of the pace he got for this season. And one is the categories yellow guy. This is the best of the best in NHL. The next player I want to talk about is Kadri. Unbelievable, Kadri, what he does this year. Unbelievable for the 31 years old. Play his best year in NHL. He's dominate right now with 51 points for Colorado. Just amazing, Kadri. What he's doing. This season is his last contract year, so he's going to become UFA. I can't wait to watch him. But if you want to take a little bit more information about him, you can stop the video watching. Kel McCall, maybe the Jack, the Norris Trophy winner this season. Look at what kind of the season he has. He's projected to score about 35 to 40 goals this season, guys. Unbelievable. Kel McCall, what he does for the Colorado Avalanche. The next one I want to talk about is Gabriel Landeskog, the captain for the Colorado Avalanche. He complete really well with McKinnon and Rantanen. Again, he's doing very well for another year with the Colorado Avalanche, the captain Landeskog. And finally, the last one, of course, is Nathan McKinnon. Unbelievable, Nathan McKinnon. A little bit less goal what we expect, but otherwise, is under the point, assists, and the way he played game after game is really, he dominate, one of the players dominate the most in NHL this season. Montreal Canadiens, this is the head-to-head team. Again, you stop the video if you want. I give you more information you need to know. But I think it's great to see this. But you can see by the categories or each one we have on that graphic. Colorado dominate, of course. And you can see on the offensive side. I'm not going to say everything there, but you can see how Colorado dominate with how many stars they have on the defense side. Let's again go over Montreal. This is the play driving for the game between the Montreal Canadiens and Colorado, and this is the lineup. I do not have more update from Montreal Canadiens, to be honest with you. It's still built earlier when I'm recording this video, so I'll give you the same lineup they did again the last game. That's the best thing I can do. The only thing I know, Caden Primo is going to be between the pipe for the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, this is the lineup. A little bit the same situation for the Colorado Avalanche. I have what I heard. Otherwise, they don't have any change in the lineup for what the people said from the Colorado Avalanche today. We expect Francouz between the pipe. Quimper was the last goaltender the last game, so I expect Francouz doing very well for them. Montreal is going to be in Minnesota. This is the last game on the road for the last 5 games. They're going to be back Thursday in Montreal again, the Anaheim Ducks. So Montreal will be in Minnesota while Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This complete another pregame show of the Montreal Canadiens with the hockey coach, Coach FRENCHY, for the Hockey Nation Live show. But before we leave, we want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, and finally, tell us what is your prediction between the Montreal and the Colorado. And of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.